So one of my new favorite leaders coming to OP-05 is none other than Don Quixote Rosinante or Corazon. Now this leader is pretty interesting because it's our first leader that has the keyword blocker, which means you can prevent your opponent from attacking some of your rested characters by defending it with your leader itself, just like how Rosinante protects Trafalgar Law in the anime itself. So it's quite on flavor. Now the great thing about this leader in particular is that he has access to green and blue, so there's a lot of powerful cards coming to OP-05 that has this color requirement. So in this video I'll be sharing with you a deck that I made using the Corazon leader himself, using the Don Quixote Pirates package, as well as some powerful cards from blue. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile itself. Alright, so green, blue, Rosinante, Corazon himself. So it's a 5000 power leader because it's multicolored, it does start with 4 life. And he has blocker, which is very mechanically unique, because we don't have a leader with blocker before this. And at the end of your turn, if your hand is 6 cards or less, set this leader as active. So it's a great way to attack with your leader and then restand it at the end of your turn and use him as blocker duties essentially against the weaker attacks to protect some of your cards that require protecting. So the key card in this, we are using the Don Quixote Pirates package, which means that Baby 5 is our main searcher. So this acts like Jewelry Bonnie. It's a 1 cost 1000 character, but if you pay 1 and rest this character, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, look for a Don Quixote Pirates type card and add it to your hand. Similar to Jewelry Bonnie, it doesn't limit you to events, it doesn't limit you to characters only, and you can also search a Baby 5 with this effect. So this is the main card that you will be protecting with your leader, at least in the early game. In the late game, you can use it to protect some of your other stuff as well. So let's start with the Don Quixote Pirates package first, starting with also Baby 5. This is your 2k counter. Sometimes you may use the effect if you want to, but most of the time this is your dedicated 2k counter slot. And then we also have Viola as your 2k counter slot. You can play out the Viola to against decks that like to leave up Dawn, for example, like Doflamingo decks, opposing Doflamingo decks, which is kind of thematic as well because, you know, Viola does betray Dofi in the anime / manga. So I really like the effect against green purple Doflamingo. So that's just something to look out for, but it's a 2k counter flat. The next card we're gonna look at is Sugar. Sugar is our sort of like main disruptor. It not only is a great card to rest one of your opponent's characters because of 4 or less, which means you can attack into them, or you can use it to rest blockers in case you're making a big attack. This is a great with Sugar, but on your opponent's turn, once per turn, when your opponent plays a character card, you can rest Sugar because Rosinante is a Don Quixote Pirates type leader. You can rest Sugar and you can rest one of your opponent's card. So that's great. In your opponent doesn't like sequence their attacks properly, maybe they play out something before attacking with another character, you can rest Sugar and you can rest that character, and then you can attack into it next turn. One of the key cards in this deck right now is none other than Pika. This is a new super rare coming to OP-05. It's a great card because at the end of your turn, you may pay 1, you can set this character as active. So makes it hard to attack into if it's already active, and once per turn, if this character will be KO'd, you may instead rest up to one of your other 3 cost or more characters not named Pika. And there are a few in this deck, which means that it's going to be difficult to get rid of Pika because not only can you prevent it from being KO'd by, let's say, resting like your 10 cost Doflamingo on the turn that you play it, you can prevent it from being attacked by restanding it or by blocking it with your leader as well. So this is your great mid-range threat. You're going to drop this down and just be super annoying with Pika, so that's great. The other card I want to look at is actually Treble. You can mess around with the ratios of the Don Quixote Pirates in this deck. I really think that Diamante is also a really great addition, but this works better in a Doflamingo deck, I think. So I'm opting to use Treble because it's a great removal for something that's cost 5 or less. So in case you need to get rid of something, you can rest it with Sugar and then the next turn drop down Treble to KO it. And then when your opponent attacks, you can pay 2 and set one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less as rested. So this is also another way to kind of rest or prevent attacks from your opponent's side of the field. You may have to leave 2 Dawn to do it, which is better in green purple Doflamingo, but in this deck it's more of a removal type card. So Treble, really good. Before we go to the top end, I want to talk about some of the blue utility cards, starting with a 1 cost Trafalgar Law blocker. I mean, it's Trafalgar Law, it's Rosinante. You gotta kind of slot him in, but he is also a solid 1-cost blocker, and you can use it to protect against some of the bigger attacks out there. Also, we have Doflamingo because it is a Doflamingo deck after all. I mean, sorry, it's a Don Quixote pirate deck after all, and this is just great for, you know, rearranging the top 5 cards of your deck, seeing what you draw in a couple of next turns, or you can ship them all to the bottom if that's nothing that you need. And at the same time, it has blockers, so it can protect against some of the attacks, because Rosinante does start with 4 life. You need some protection. And then for my 2k utility, we have Kaya. Kaya is a great card to just, if you have a good spot to use it and you're running low on cards and you need to draw specifically what you need, maybe you're looking for a Doflamingo, maybe you're looking for a treble, you can draw 2, discard 2 just by playing Kaya. So it's a great 2k counter. That's my choice for a 2k counter slot, just utility wise. And now we're going to move to the big ends before we jump into the events, which is none other than Draco Mihawk. Now, Mihawk specifically, you can replace this with other blue threats. The new 7-cost Borsalino is a great answer to, you know, more smaller things. It's a little bit cheaper to cast, which means you can play Borsalino and then maybe even play out a Doflamingo blocker on the same turn. This is more of a, you know, just in case it's a bigger threat, because right now there's a lot of 7-cost Eustace kits in like purple based decks that I want to target with Draco Mihawk. This might change. This is kind of like my flex slot because the other 2 event cards literally do almost the same thing, but I really like using Mihawk for now, so I'm going to keep it in. And then my big top end is none other than 10-cost Green Doflamingo. This is just a great card. This is just one of the strongest boss monsters of this deck. On play, a total of up to 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders do not become active during your opponent's next refresh phase, means you're locking them down. Similar to his ability in the manga, you're just locking them now, making sure that they don't restand so they cannot attack you the following turn. And then it's really devastating when you can chain Doflamingos and just keep them locked down and then still have a 10k body on the field to be attacking to your opponent with. Now the last 2 cards, or the last 2 type of cards, are events. These are just your typical blue removal. First is 3000 Worlds. This is just one of the strongest cards out there in OP-03, where you can place a character with cost of 5 or less to the bottom of its own deck. That's it. The trigger ability does come in handy as well. It's just 3 or less. And lastly is Gomu Gomu no Red Rock, one of your best blue removals in the game right now. It's just essentially send 1 character at the bottom of its owner's deck. No cost stipulation, no nothing. It's just a oop, bye. This is a great answer to your opponent's boss monsters, such as like 10-cost Big Mom, opposing Doflamingos, Whitebeards for example. And this would be really useful against like big threats that you cannot remove with, let's say, 3000 Worlds or your Draco Mihawk. So this, you save it for when you need it, but this is a great card. And yeah, there you go. That's the entire deck itself. We're going to take it for a spin and just jump into a few games and see how this deck performs. So let's go. Okay, we have a game against the Joker playing Queen. I might opt to go second just for the Doflamingo turn, and we also have what we came for, this Baby 5, so I'm going to keep this hand. So against Queen, I've never played against blue yellow Queen with this deck before, so it's going to be an interesting match for sure. Already he's playing out Kaya, drawing 2, discarding 2. He's trashing Soga King. What else is he discarding? He's thinking about it. I think Soga King is really good. And a Charlotte Brûlée. So my turn, draw a card, draw Dawn. And I'm going to play out the Baby 5. And I'm going to use it immediately to search. I think I'm going to take, I mean, Sugar is here, so I'm going to take Sugar instead of another Baby 5. I think it's going to be useful. So, turn, cards the deck, and I'm going to end my turn. So now, if he attacks with Queen into Baby 5, if I want to keep it around, I can block and, you know, counter. But if he's just attacking me, I'm just going to take it. No trigger. We've got 2 laws here. That's pretty good. So Queen is going to have a lot of late game threat. So I'm looking for like Red Rock. I'm looking for more 3000 Worlds, maybe even like the 9-cost Mihawk. So I think next turn is going to be Doflamingo. And then trying to sort top 5 cards of my deck. He dropped down Red Rock. That's his, could be his answer against my Doflamingo. Alright, we got a Baby 5 2k counter. So I'm guessing, do I want to play Sugar here to kind of prevent them from attacking? We're not really quite sure. I can search again. So I think first I'm going to search. Okay, I do have Pika. I really like Pika. So I'm going to take Pika. There goes 1 Mihawk. I have 1 more in the deck. So I'm going to attack in with my leader. I have to be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 cards in hand, so this is going to be... I probably wouldn't be able to restand my leader unless I play out like, what? 3 cards. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play Doflamingo. If Baby Fi goes down here, I think that's fine. Alright, I'm going to start placing on top. And I want to draw my 2 cards first. Maybe treble and then 3000 walls, and then we'll see how this goes. I just won one of those red rocks at the top of my deck, or at least in my hand, so that like there's an answer in my hand for, you know, the 9 cost Yamato and everything else. So here I'm just gonna let it go. See what he plays. I think the next play is gonna be Pika. Okay, here's the Doflamingo, that's fine. Pika and maybe Sugar. I think that would be cool. Draw Dawn. Okay, I have 6 Dawn here. So I'm gonna play out the Sugar, that's the Doflamingo. And I'm gonna attack into the blocker. Just see what if he's gonna counter out of it. Which I think he will. So now I'm guessing, like, do I want to counter this? I'm gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and don't have enough. So I'm gonna play out this. I'm guessing, do I want to attack with my Doflamingo? I think not. I don't want to leave it open for double attacks, so I'll use it to defend my life for now. So next turn I have like treble. If I can rest Sugar to rest something like the blocker, and then treble it. So Sugar's it's gonna be really, really good in this deck. So 7k, he's attacking me. I think I am good to just take this for now. Okay, another Pika is great. Waiting for him to play something. Okay, so I'm gonna rest the Sanji. And yeah, he can use Kaya to attack into it. He can use this Dofi to attack into it. But the reason why I'm resting the Sanji is because now I have a good treble target. Just KO it. He should attack the Sugar with the Kayas. There's 0 power, so they will win the fight. Okay, he chooses not to. I think that's a little bit of a misplay. I think he should have, either way, capitalized on that. Alright, so what am I going to do? His big threat isn't down yet, so I have to kind of control the board a little bit. So I have, you know, 3000 walls, but I'm kind of saving this for something else. This lets me advance the board a little bit. So 6 Dawn here, I have 8. I can play a Trafalgar Law, I can restand this. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna get rid of that. So now I think I'll just attach 1 Dawn to Pika and attack it with 7k. So, you know, you can take it. I think there's still like 4 lives, so that's great. Now I have 2 bodies that I can potentially, you know, deal with. Do I want to play the Trafalgar Law? I think I want to restand Pika, but I can just play the Law down and use it as a like a blocker. So okay, he sends Sugar to the bottom. I think that's a decent enough play. In that case, I'm just gonna end. Yeah, I'm gonna end here and then just restand Pika. I have 2 great sources of removal right now. Okay, Ball Hancock gets back. Oh, it's just a blocker. Sorry, I was thinking of Missile Sunday. So it attacks. I'm gonna counter for 2k here. And now it's just a battle of attrition. The big stuff hasn't dropped yet, but if they do, I still have, you know, answers for them. Oh, Kaya's getting busy. Okay. Kaya's swinging for 5. Okay. Interesting. That might actually be a decent play. So I don't really have anything. I don't really have any counters right now. I'm gonna take this. Okay, I have a searcher now, so that's good. Because now I have full 10. And I can use treble to just get rid of this if I want to. So I'm gonna get rid of the Kaya. I'm gonna attack in with 6k. So I think I need to place some blockers down. Kaya, right. So attacking with 5. Right now I'm just, chipping at him, and I still have enough protection to kind of last me throughout. See if there's any trigger. Oh, he does. Okay, there goes my Doflamingo blocker. Alright, now changing plans then. Changing plans. So first of all, I'm gonna search. Let's get a 2k counter in my hand. Search for baby 5. Return the rest. I'm going to play a blocker. I want to play out another blocker. That's the thing. So do I want to keep the search? I don't restand this. I think I'll play it out. Let's not get the search for now. So now I got 2 blockers. I got 3 decently sized threats. Ready to kind of go all in. There, here's the Yamato. 3 life, you can give it a 1 over the blocker. I have an answer for it all ready to go. So that's great. Now using Queen to attack. I think he gets to gain life right now. 6k to 6k. I think I won't block. I'll just counter out of this. I can block and counter. That's still okay. Okay, so first, this is what we're waiting for. Sending this to the bottom. Since I have another one, I'm gonna send this to the bottom. And now I'm just gonna full on attack into his life. Here's 1 card in hand, so if he has a 2k counter, then that's great. He does. Attack again. Okay, see if he has a trigger. So this is why I was prioritizing, keeping the red rock, because I know Yamato is gonna come. Now Sanji is a problem because he can attack into my life, but let's just hope that he doesn't have a way to remove this. Okay, he just blocks it. So 1 less attacker. Kai can get busy too. So there you go. Okay, Doflamingo. Doesn't have a lot of options now. So I can send this down, and yeah, we should have the game. Oh, he can still gain a life. So 6k. No blocks. I'm just gonna counter out of this. And okay, he disconnected. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, he has 1 card in hand. Maybe it's like let's say it's a 2k counter. If this is a 2k counter, I can 3000 walls his blocker down, attack with treble for 7k. He can't defend this if this is a 2k counter. Now it's 4k in hand, and then just I have too many attacks for him. But there you go. That's an example of how Rosinante performs. It's a great leader. I've really been enjoying playing this blue-green Don Quixote Rosinante. Corazon himself, just protecting the early baby 5 searcher, and then also have access to blue for all the big stuff out there. So this is a really great deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Unfortunately, we didn't get to finish all the way to the end, but I still really like the gameplay. I really like this leader, so yay. Now once the full list of OP-05 comes out, we definitely will have some changes to Rosinante, so we gotta wait and see. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated from the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.